Previously on the Novympia channel.
Successful full Eurovision... Okay, let me just say that again.
And coming up...
I just can't wait to see what Camilla can do with Premiere Pro.
I find you very rude. The Novympia channel is made possible thanks to our gorgeous patrons who get access to exclusive garbage. And thank you to Epic Games for sponsoring this video.
You, the snafu! Good afternoon, and welcome to this Novympia treat starring you girls. That is so high-pitched. It's you and I today. I'd also like to welcome the third character today, which is this hair that I'm bringing back to the channel. Shout out to the person who commented the last time I wore it that it made me look about 50 years old. Can I just... I found out that person's email address and I signed them up to receive mail from the Church of Scientology.
Do you believe it's a religion at all?
No.
Okay. Lovely.
What are we doing today then?
You're not going to believe this. You're never going to believe this.
Try me.
You're never going to believe this.
It's a faves and shitters.
Another one?
Yeah, what month is it now? March?
Somebody commented on one of our Eurovision reaction videos the other day saying, please don't forget your faves and shitters. And I was just like, we do them every month, darling.
I mean, they have not. Since we've said that we were going to do this for realsies, we haven't not done it. Touch wood.
No, wait, hold your horses, pause for one moment.
It's rude.
We have to take a moment to say that this video is brought to you thanks to Epic Games.
Yes! Okay, now look, after the dance video that we did the other day, Nova, which was great, by the way.
Was it?
I don't know, I feel like we've absolutely become lost in the rhythm. Well, I have. I was doing it right. Roll the tape, roll it back.
Okay. Which is why we would like to tell you about Fortnite Festival and specifically the Season 2 festival icon, Lady Gaga.
Now, Lady Gaga. Now, you're a fan of Gaga, aren't you?
Yeah.
Gaga, I wouldn't know, you never mention her.
Pause up. Listen, this is two of my favourite things coming together. I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan and a gamer girl, so of course I was going to look at the Fortnite Festival.
Well, it's a no-brainer. My favourite of hers is The Fame, which is her debut album. I'm very well versed in this. I even once had her on speed dial. It's Lady Gaga. Hi, Steph.
Listen, at this point you have all heard of Fortnite. It is a cultural phenomenon. But with Fortnite Festival, there are two different stages you can try your hand at.
Okay, right, so there's the main stage where you can, you can drum it out, you can shred it on the guitar, or if you're like me and, you got perfect pitch, perhaps vocals are your strong suit.
Or there's the jam stage where you can get creative and make your own mixes with up to 3 other players. And look, fans have been screaming out for Lady Gaga to come to Fortnite for ages.
And wouldn't you know it, she has arrived. She is front and centre of Fortnite Festival Season 2. So now, with the premium reward track, not only can you listen to your favourite Gaga tracks while you play,
you can also unlock Gaga emotes, there is a Lady Gaga guitar, and you have to get your hands on the chromaticable purple bodysuit. That is an absolute must.
I'd look really good in that, actually. Everyone said so.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh, thanks. That's nice. So why not start playing Fortnite Festival for free today?
Yes, check out the link in the description below, and thank you so much to Epic Games and Fortnite for sponsoring today's video.
Oh, and let me be the first to tell you that this is one hell of a bad romance. Okay, so, if you're new to the channel and you've never seen this, every month we break down 3 things that we each love.
Yeah.
3 things that we can't stand. Oh, it can be anything. It can be televisual treats.
Just things of the moment. Sometimes it's really daft and nonsensical, but it's just things that are on our mind currently.
Like a pastry or something.
Please don't do this.
Nova's come very green, very seaweed, a little bit mouldy today. What does your necklace say?
Mouldy?
What does that say?
GZB.
What does that... What?
It means you are a part of me, a part that I could never...
Gijibe. It means bitch.
Oh, sure it does. Well, I think that it's customary for me to go first. And I'd like to also let you know that my faves are a little bit abstract this month. They're a little bit like just lean into it and let's get creative. My first fave, Nova, is sitting down. Get
Is this
into
for
it.
real?
Get into it.
Is this for real?
Get into it. I love sitting down. I love everything about it. Oh, why don't you take this walk with me down Hypothetical Avenue?
Oh, for
Let's
God's
say we're shopping.
sake.
Let's say we're shopping. No,
Go shopping.
Go shopping.
we're going shopping with that one chick from S Club 7.
Right.
I call up Donatella.
You don't know her.
Her, not the other one. The one chick.
I'm not a racist person.
Boop.
We've gone shopping. Oh, my hooves are barking. Been walking around this mall. First of all the shops are closed. How annoying. Haven't even bought anything, but we've been walking for miles and days. And then, picture it, you see a bench. I'm going to go and sit on that bench. I'm going to go sit on that bench. And that feeling you get, sitting down. Oh, I'm doing it right now. I love it. I love sitting down. It's my favourite thing to do. And I like to think that it's not, you know, there's no laziness in that statement at all. It's just lovely to sit down.
To rest and recharge.
To sit down. That feeling of me, I'm sitting down, finally. Been on my feet for ages. Do you remember? And also, we went to Southampton once, do you remember? And we were in...
Is this just like a setup to tell this story?
No, it's not, but I've just thought about it. We were walking and walking through that awful mall. I don't know who says Southampton is good for shopping. That's going to be one of my shitters. It's terrible.
Go shopping somewhere else.
And we've been walking and walking, and we got outside, found some seating, didn't we? Found a bench. And we weren't that bothered. We were standing talking. Charmaine was with us, and she sees this bench, and she walks towards it to sit down. And there was this guy that got there a fraction of a second before she did, and all of a sudden she was like, she had to pretend, out of embarrassment, she had to pretend she was like surveying the architecture.
Just all in the same moment, in the same movement. She kind of like turned to the side, and I went,
She went to sit down and just went, oh, actually, yeah. Well, meanwhile, I was crying.
I wish we got it on camera.
Oh my God, I would pay to have someone invent a time machine just for that specific moment to relive it. I love sitting down. Thank you for a lovely, easy welcome into this month's faves. Sitting down.
Okay.
And it's your turn for faves. I'm going to go. I love sitting down. Doing it right now.
My first fave is...
Oh, here we go.
The Willy Wonka AI experience in Glasgow.
Do you know...
Where the toilets are?
how apparent it was to me as soon as this happened that this would be one of your faves. I've been waiting and waiting for you to do this.
It's so...
Take to the stage, Nova. There you go.
There was an event in Glasgow that was advertised as a sort of walk-through event themed around Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. There was a website set up and it was filled with only, and I repeat only, AI-generated images. There was no photographs of the event at all. And it was described as you could walk through, be entertained by characters, there'd be live entertainment, sweets and candy on offer, there would be a loose storyline.
So it was kind of supposed to be like the chocolate room, or the room in the movie with all the huge plants and everything's edible. There's a chocolate river, and you sort of walk through that, and there'd be like a bouncy castle, and there'd be like candy everywhere.
Tickets were quite expensive. I cannot remember the price. We'll put that up here.
What in the hell is this, bitch?
And first of all, people had to queue an hour to even be let in, which is so unusual. And they finally got let in, and oh my God, it's the funniest thing.
You'll have heard about this. There's no way if you're watching this you haven't heard about the Glasgow Willy Wonka experience.
It looked like...
City sauna.
They looked... A lot of them were like Christmas decorations. There were a lot of candy canes in snow.
It looked like some dirty old knocking shop.
There were some giant props that were vaguely candy related. He'd spread them out throughout an empty warehouse. He had printed out or bought on Amazon a few crude, small, like candy backdrops and crudely blue tacked them onto the wall. He'd hired a handful of actors and paid them. I think, how much were they paid? Was it £500?
There's no way they were paid that much.
It was enough for them to stick with this job because they were given a script 2 days before that they were told to memorise, and this script has now been uploaded onto the internet by one of the actors. So the whole thing was AI generated, and these actors, God love them, tried their best. They were told the night before, I think, to just bin this script that they were memorising and just to ad-lib. So it must have been enough money for them to stick with it. Otherwise, they probably would have.
It was so Fire Festival. It was just like these people are so delusional thinking they would be able to pull it off. Events management. I'm sorry, but there are full degrees that you can get in events management. Like, that shit is not easy, and people think they can just shit something out and then like kids will be happy. It's insulting to think that kids would be fine with it. Scotland's not a real place, is it? The things that go on there.
I'm not joking. I paid £40 a ticket for this. These are like the photo bits there.
The kids were being given a single jelly bean each.
A single jelly bean.
Parents were not happy, and they started to like hound the owners. They found them. There's videos of them like crowding around them, demanding refunds and shouting abuse at them.
So what's your name? I don't care.
Would you like some of that? Bruno, would you just like some of that?
And I believe the police was actually called.
Yeah, they were.
Because they were saying this is false advertising, this is unacceptable, and the police was called. Now, ultimately, I don't actually know what the consequences of this event was, but I think it's just such a fine example of how generative AI should only ever be used as an assistive tool. In its current state, if you use it at the moment to create something entirely, it's going to be shit.
And also, what is that? It's the unknown.
What is that? It's the unknown.
Help!
The Glasgow Willy Wonka experience. Why would you bother?
What was he called? Willy? He wasn't even called Willy Wonka, the character, because they had to avoid
How did they
copyright.
have...
He was called like Willy Duffel or something. I can't remember what it was
Willy
called.
Duffel? What's Willy Duffel?
No, maybe not. Let me look it up.
What the f*** is Willy Duffel?
It was called Willy.
I don't want Willy Duffel. Willy Duffel. I bet it was nothing like. Was it not just Willy Wonka?
If you want a view.
What's Willy Duffel?
What's the meat suit?
Willy McDuff.
Oh, no.
I mean, Macduff is, you know, very, very Scottish name. Willy Duffel.
Help!
My first shitter, now get into this, I think you'll agree, is memory foam. Oh, it's awful. Oh my God. I thought about this the other day. I've got a notepad. It's got my faves and shitters on
When
it.
was the last time you experienced memory foam?
First of all, you don't interrupt me, Willy Duffel.
If you want a view.
And throughout the month, if I think of something, I'll be like, oh my God, this is going to save me from thinking of it all like the night before. I'll add it to my list. I have never been in a conversation with someone where memory foam gets brought up and someone doesn't say, oh yeah, I don't like memory foam though. Who is it for? Who enjoys it? Who uses it? It's so uncomfortable to have that like quicksand feeling. Oh, it's like that when a corpse...
I also hate it.
When a corpse has been left on a bed for ages and it creates like an imprint. Who finds that comfortable? Because the second you want to move, you're then on some lumpy shit and you have to wait for it to reform to your f***ing carcass. I don't know who it's for. I don't know what it's for. I don't know how it can be beneficial to anyone. Good hard mattress.
You need support. Your spine needs support.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I think it's an absolute con. I think we've been sold a lemon, and memory foam needs to go into the bin along with the Willy Duffel experience in Glasgow.
McDuff. You
Willy,
got it wrong.
yeah, but you said Willy Duffel.
It was McDuff.
I don't like memory foam, and you know what, Nova? I feel like that is concise and to the point.
Yeah.
And you've got to be a little bit quicker with yours.
All right. This is a really quick one.
This is your shitter, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a vegetarian, I'm often like forced to
Talk about it all the time.
consume foods that are barely foods. I've seen so many vegetarian options before, which is just awful. There is one that every vegetarian will recognise that I can't stand, and it is those sausages that are just made out of mushed vegetables and potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
It is so like 1990s, like...
The colors were swirling. The room was getting hotter.
Help!
Even then, that's not really an excuse, because like, when was corn invented? Anyway.
A long time ago.
I feel like there's never an excuse not to offer a corn sausage. These things, I'm guessing, are cheaper, but they're horrible. The only way I can describe them is they're a bit like a potato croquette. The inside is like mushed up carrots, peas, and sweet corn.
Yeah.
They're awful. You also get this same shmush in like a burger patty. That's quite
Well, I'm
common.
assuming that's not a terrible thing, but when you want something that's more like a sausage, it's not
Don't
comparable.
tell me it's a sausage.
Don't you shit on my foot and tell me we're in a muddy field.
It's not a sausage.
I guess that's a veggie sausage. That's
It's
what they were called. That's what they're
gross.
called, right? Veggie
It's
sausages.
gross. I hate them. They're disgusting.
No.
Call them something else.
A
Like-
veggie sausage, Nova. It's literally in the name, veggie.
Well, no, but a veggie sausage, I would imagine a corn sausage.
Yeah, but that's your mistake, bitch. You've assumed and made an ass out of you.
Who likes these? If you like them, please tell me in the comments, because I'm convinced no one likes them.
Oh, disgusting.
Is there a
There's
single...
some-
Who are they for?
Some sad lying on memory foam, sucking on a veggie sausage. Whose lifestyle is that?
Hi, guys.
That was short and concise.
It
There you
was
go.
veggie sausage, it was.
So what do we do now? Leave?
Oh, wow. I've got nothing else to say now. That's the end of the video, probably. Should have written something else down. Oh my God. Now this is going to be so interesting to see what the comments are like, because this next one of mine is a fave.
Okay.
It's
Brace yourself.
some kind of social phenomenon that happens between friends that I am convinced everyone does this, but no one ever really talks about it or conceives of like, where did it come from?
What's this gonna be?
So it's, what would you do if? Get into it, Nova. What would you do if? So, like, there will be this time in a person's day, if you're with someone that you're very close with, very friendly with, bantery with. Say, for example, you go into the petrol station, you go into the shop, you pick up like a little bag or something,
right,
and there's a lady behind the counter.
Right.
I don't know, maybe she's like 80 years old, and your friend just turns to you and says, like, what would you do if she just flopped her tits out? What would you do if? Now there's one example of this that comes into my mind. What would you do if? Don't pretend like you don't know what would you do if.
I can't think of any examples.
Friend of mine was like, oh, I'm going to go and get my sister. She's like at someone's house and I'm going to go and like pick her up and we're going to like come home and have dinner or whatever. She's there with like her best friend. They're just hanging out or whatever, but there's no one else there. It's just the two of them. And then he sort of pauses and looks around and he just said to me, what would you do if I walked in there with just lezzing off?
That is such a boy thing to say.
Isn't it? Because the thing is, the question never gets answered. Charmaine is one for this. She does this.
I understand what you mean, like, and I know I do it. We went to Kingston Moor today, like the petting zoo. I said to Glenn, like, what would you do if you turned around while you were getting your coffee and then you looked up and I was just, like, in the soft play area, like, playing with all the kids. And there was, like, another one where I was like, what would you do if you turned your back for a minute and, like, left me unattended and then you turned back and I was just taken one of those canoes over there and start kayaking on the river with it.
She does this all the time.
I'm going to be so like looking out for it now, and every single time it happens, you're going to be like, oh, that is a
That's
what would
it.
you do if?
Where we'll be watching TV and she'll be like, oh, what would you do if I just got on the table and took a big dump? Like, it's
she does do shit like that.
Nothing to do with anything that's going on at the moment. It's like, consider a social scenario. Think of the weirdest possible thing that could happen. What would you do if like the mailman lady just like flopped a tit out through the letterbox? But sometimes Shah will do it and you'll have to just be like, well, what if then? Well, what now?
What do we do now?
What are you going to do now?
I can't say I've noticed this as being a phenomenon.
You're going to comment this because you get what I'm talking about. What would you do if?
No! So my next fave, I don't know if this word is like particularly accurate being in the UK, but thrifting.
Ooh, great one. We love a thrift.
So we recently, I mean, I love going into charity shops.
I mean, what is that?
In the UK, I don't think that's so much of a thing in the US because we don't have thrift stores. We'll have charity shops where all the proceeds will go to different various charities.
No, look at the colour of that bra.
We love looking in charity shops, trying to see if we can find any treasures, be it homeware or old CDs, books, clothing. Like, I just love looking at it all. I love it.
Oh, it's a jacket. Jesus, it's crusted up.
I love other people's shit. It's other people's shit that you're rummaging through and you're like, oh, what the f*** is that?
By extension, I love a car boot sale. That's great as well. Just looking at people's stuff again. And
Is that a potty in there?
with that, you get to see the owners.
Yes. Oh, and then you can be like,
really interesting.
you dirty old beggar, selling those old pair of undies.
So people would come in here and change their knickers in there and leave you the old ones.
We recently went to a vintage emporium called The Den, which is like, it's mostly vintage stuff, but it's enormous. There's loads of different stalls owned by different owners. And I just love it. It's so interesting to look at everything. There's some stores which are all clothes, some stuff that's like just crockery or paintings or artwork, or it's just so many different things.
I love it.
And they have a really nice cafe upstairs.
Well, what did we get from there? What did you get?
I bought a shirt.
Lovely purple shirt.
Yeah.
I got a little tiny dress art with a deer on it.
I mean, what is that?
Very nice.
Very cute.
We bought that letterbox.
Yeah, a vintage gothic old-fashioned like letterbox we got.
Yeah.
I love other people's shit. It's really entertaining, isn't it?
I just
Get a
really
bargain.
like it.
Get a
and
bargain.
then when we were in Massachusetts as well, we really enjoyed going around the thrift stores.
We just ate so much food. We have to put Enya on.
Love a thrift.
It's just fun.
What a great one.
Because I feel like at the moment, all of the shops on the high street just stock the same old thing.
Oh, yeah.
And when you go to a thrift store, you're looking at like old stock from like decades and decades. So it's just so much more interesting. Like I like to think of it as treasure hunting.
It's exactly what it is.
That's my fave.
What would you do if that exploded? Oh, okay. Oh, do you know I've got excess shitters? Which one should I go with?
Give me just a little bit.
Yes, shitters.
On me, on my.
Ooh. My next shitter is very, very controversial, but I need people to just hear me out because I feel like there's been a cultural, nationwide brainwashing.
Is this supposed to be on a screensaver? Is that okay?
What would you do if it recorded? I don't know what the password
I do
is.
miss Touch ID. You don't know what the password is. Don't lock yourself out. No.
Bloody hell.
Just take your glasses. Does it not have
Oh, cap locks is on. Okay, Greggs. The bakery chain store Greggs.
How dare you?
Now, listen.
Get out of my house!
I have a theory. People love Greggs. It's a nationwide chain of bakery. So it's like literally pastries, baked goods, like sandwiches. It's very kind of like lunch. You might go for breakfast and get like a pastry bacon wrap or whatever it is. But the thing about Greggs is it kind of has a monopoly. It's the only nationwide bakery chain store.
That's not true.
Of that level. Okay, what's another one?
Upper crust?
Bitch! That's not a bakery that does. They do baguettes. They don't do baked goods in the sense of a traditional bakery. No, they don't. No, they don't. A British bakery in the sense that it's like sausage rolls, cooked pastry goods.
What's that one in our local Tesco's? That's a chain.
It's a chain. It's not a nationwide chain, though.
Is it not?
We can't even name it. Can you even name it? But this is my thing. People go absolutely obsessed with Greggs because it's basically a monopoly. There is no other bakery of that scale. And I don't think that compared to a lot of like local bakeries that you can get in like your local town, there will be like a little family run thing. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly good. It isn't that good. People just go ham over it because it's like the only option 9 times out of 10 that you can go to.
Let's slow down.
Their baguettes are so shit.
It's filthy.
I don't agree.
A lot of their pastry options aren't that good. I will say that the best thing about Greggs is the vegan sausage roll is excellent work. But I think it's literally just because it's like baked goods, which are not that hard to do. Like they're not particularly impressive. I think people are just conditioned to believe Greggs is incredible is because it's the only one there is. Someone needs to start a better chain of bakery because I think it's real mediocre in there. Oh.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
I think it's mediocre. You think about it. In your local town, do you automatically go to Greggs because it's the most popular? Is there another homegrown family bakery that you've never tried that you just go straight past because you're like, that's not Greggs, that's weird? Go and try that one. I guarantee you.
I will say, not many of these independent bakers cater to vegans.
Well, I'm not talking about vegans, that's different.
I don't care.
Their pastry is a particularly good balance of like flaky, greasy, buttery goodness.
Can't imagine what cutaway I'll use for that segment.
Baked in a buttery, crispy flake.
I think you should challenge yourself to get rid of your memory foam mattress. Go and find a different bakery. Your shitter, please. Nova, thank you for coming.
Okay.
Willy Duffel.
I've got like one semi-serious one and then one absolutely ridiculous one. Which one would you like?
We'll have the serious one. We'll end on a light note.
Okay, I'm going to get all the names. Well, it's not very serious, but it's just like a genuine moan.
Oh, here we go.
There is a Nintendo 3DS emulator, the leading one. It was never fully completed in that it never played every single 3DS game, but it was the best one. It had a lot of support and it was growing and it was getting really, really good. Has been shut down by Nintendo. Nintendo are suing the developers, and to avoid that, they've just shut it down because they do not have the money to fight the lawsuit. And this is horrendous.
Unacceptable. Daniel!
Emulators are not illegal. Pirating games and sharing pirated games that you do not own yourself is illegal. But you can use emulators to play software that you legally own yourself. For a console like the 3DS, which is no longer supported, is no longer being developed, games are not being released on it, and the online store has been shut down, there is no legal way to purchase 3DS games and play them that would benefit Nintendo or give them money. Have you ever seen how much 3DS games go for on the secondhand market physically?
If I would have $1.
Hundreds of pounds. They are so expensive to buy. So if we are getting rid of this emulator, we are losing a whole library of games. It's just so upsetting to see that Nintendo do not care.
I don't care
about archiving and keeping hold of their old games because they just want to be able to re-release it with a shitty port 20 years later on their latest console. I feel like Nintendo are usually kind of the golden child of the three big gaming companies, Xbox, Sony, well, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. But me, are they so protective of their copyrights? And I think this was a really, really shitty thing to do.
What if your leg just fell off? LimeWire technically wasn't illegal. It depended on which, torrent you used or whatever. Did
Peer-to-peer file sharing software is not illegal.
Yeah, but you can't then just
use it
shove
in illegal ways.
Yeah. Like a crowbar. Not technically illegal, but you can do some real illegal shit with it.
But a lot of it is just, if there were legal, affordable ways to purchase and play these games, people would.
Do you know?
There isn't.
Halle Berry.
Oh no, not live.
Get it back to the prompter.
Where is this
Kidnap. That movie Kidnap. You can't watch that anywhere now. Is that relevant? Sort of. My next fave is Katie Price saying "foie fishy."
That's your fave?
I am absolutely obsessed with this. Now, first of all, I would like to point out that obviously this is the most outrageous behaviour. It just amuses me how someone can be a mother in the public eye. They can be someone who is trying to sell books, trying to sell whatever the she's got going on. And she goes on TikTok like a 12-year-old and insults another woman,
Emily Attack,
by going "foie fishy."
So, Emily Attack, you think it's clever to you to slag me off? Who are you anyway? Looks like I'm coming for you. You got something to say. Don't say it behind my back on telly. Say it to my face. Because all the men I know you've been with haven't got good things to say about you. Foie fishy.
Now, we were at a party the other day and Charmaine said this out loud and we took her to task immediately. We were like, Char, what a disgraceful thing to say in 2024. And she goes, no, I'm quoting. And we were like, what are you talking about? And she goes, you've not seen Foie Fishy?
Foie Fishy.
So there's a woman called Emily Attack, who I believe is a comedian. I'd never heard of her before.
No idea.
Or actress, or maybe both. This is quite an old clip, I think. She might have gone on Celebrity... No, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Something like that. And she slagged Katie Price, who was a British television personality. She doesn't really do much. She used to be a glamour model, and now she's just kind of like reality fodder. And she slagged her off, this woman. So Katie Price went on TikTok and she said, Emily Attack, who even are you anyway? All the men I've spoken to have been with you. I've got nothing nice to say about you. Foie fishy. And then it just cuts off.
It's so childish.
It is the single most immature thing I think I've ever seen in my life. This, by the way, to reiterate, is someone's mother. Meghan was so offended by this. She was like, oh my God, that is so bad. Oh my God, that is so bad. She didn't know where to look. She was just so grief-stricken and scone-faced.
For a woman to say that about another woman as well is like another level of, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's so petty. It's so disgraceful.
We watched it and we just like... hysterically laughing in just shock at how ludicrous it is. It's just outrageous.
Disgraceful.
Foie fishy.
She's such a dickhead. I just found it so amusing that someone could operate in such a way and behave in such a way, especially like in the public eye. Oh God, but now, yeah, unfortunately, foie fishy. What would you do if there were loads of fish just came in?
Righteous! Yeah!
Foie fishy.
Was it my fave next?
Just tell me what it is.
The Mother's Day photo released by the royal family of Kate Middleton and her 3 children.
Oh, it's so interesting.
So, for those of you who don't know or do not care, because I really could not give a rat's ass about the royal family. I personally believe we should abolish the monarchy, but that's neither here nor there. I normally do not care what they do. There are a lot of people around the world who are obsessed with the royals.
Cute man.
Oh, look at her hair.
Treat them like celebrities, monitor every little thing that they do. Like, people have
they
entire
are
websites and blogs about them. That I find morbidly fascinating. But Kate Middleton, I think back in, was it December? Went into hospital, apparently, for abdominal surgery. I said like the abominable statement.
Abominable.
And
she went in for Willy Duffel removal.
She has not been seen or heard of since, which for a royal is completely unprecedented, and this has led to a plethora of conspiracy theories, which I'm not going to get into because I'm personally of the opinion that something not very good is happening with her right now. That is not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is, in an effort to try and prove to the world that she is well, she is present, she's all fine and okay. On Mother's Day, which was the Sunday just gone, the royal family released a photograph
photograph.
What, fishy?
Of Kate Middleton sat in a chair with her 3 children, and the internet lost their minds. There are so many things. It's like a magic eye. The longer you look at this photo, the more you notice is photoshopped out of its mind. There are so many Photoshop errors in this photo and things that just don't make sense to be photoshopped. There's things like her daughter's sleeve has a chunk feathered missing out of it. The tiles on the floor don't line up properly, like with the stairs. It's just lots of little things that are just making people put their tinfoil hats on even tighter. And now there's loads of accusations that this photo isn't real. It was AI generated. Somebody threw this together. I believe people have figured out that this photo is likely, at least in part, from a shoot done back in November.
They lies.
People have figured out that outfits have had colours changed. There's video footage of this family together wearing these outfits.
Someone's got like an arm sticking out of their ass.
Some of the colours. A bunch of photography, what do you call them? Outlets like Associated Press and things like that.
Yeah.
Decided to reject it because there were signs of manipulation. Now, from my understanding is it's not wrong or frowned upon to submit edited photos to these libraries, to these companies, but you have to declare them as such.
Yep.
And the royal family tried to pass this off as an unedited photo.
You lying bitch.
So anyway, I love analysing it. I love like finding more things weird about their hands and their shoes. But today we learned that the spin the royal family are putting on this is that Kate Middleton has tweeted that as an amateur photographer, she often likes to experiment with photo editing.
You couldn't bring yourself to say you told a big fat lie.
First of all, they claimed that Will took it.
That was the idea, yeah.
Prince William apparently took the picture, which first of all, in and of itself, is so wild to think that he would have been the one standing there being like, come on, let's do this, family. Obviously, that's
this
horseshit.
setup is a semi-professional setup.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, what do they think we are? Now, this is really the kicker, though, isn't it? That they tweeted saying, oh, sorry, Catherine here. Oh, gosh darn it. I love fiddling around on Adobe Photoshop myself, but I'm apparently just not quite there yet. Ta-ta, I'm off to do some charity work.
If we were to believe that, which I think is just such a diabolical thing to try and make people believe, if we were to believe that, why would they not have just released the original unedited photo with that? Why would you not just post the unedited photo?
That we're going to believe that Kate Middleton is at home on Photoshop.
I got Photoshop for Christmas.
How dense do they think we are?
This picture is so edited.
Oh.
Why was she editing it that much? What was
why?
wrong with the original?
Yeah, why?
The whole thing is very suspicious, but I just wanted my fave to be this specific photo because it is so silly. It's so silly and it's so fun to analyse it.
I just can't wait to see what Camilla can do with Premiere Pro. How many kids has she got? 3 children in that photograph. Oh, what are they called? Go on, pop quiz.
Louis is one of them.
Want to say Barry.
Milo.
That's right, Milo.
What are we doing now, Noth? What is this?
Your shitter.
Final round, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, my last shitter. I have started compiling a list of timestamps in movies and TV shows that I'm going to try and put in a load of examples here. And this has been used and
it a sound effect?
Still used to this day. Sound effect.
Is it a door creaking?
It's the door creaking.
You haven't even told me this, but like, even I recognise this one.
There is a very, very specific door creak, door opening sound effect.
Bridge to Revere.
The earliest example I think I found on my list is from the 80s, and it's exactly the same sound effect. And there's another example, I may have heard it in, what's that awful Sex in the City one? And just like that.
I have a date with a dildo.
So this same exact sound effect has, I think, been used for at least 40 years, if not longer. And I just want some Foley artist, please, somewhere, can someone please record a new door opening sound effect? It is so jarring because it's always exactly the same one.
Do you understand me?
And it's just irritating to me. How lazy people. This is another example. How stupid do you think we are? That children laughing sound effect.
Oh, yeah.
God. God.
That one.
Just go to a park with a net. Oh, don't do that. But someone who's legally allowed to wrangle kids, get in front of a microphone, little feather, make them laugh. How do you make a kid laugh? What?
Or just get a voice artist to imitate a child. Why are you being so weird about this?
Get what's she called?
Emily Attack.
Re-record. Get a door. Everyone's got doors. They're very easy to work with because they don't complain. Just open the door. I'll do it right now for you if you like.
What? Fishy?
Record a new door sound effect. This goes out to Hollywood.
Okay.
Everybody comes to Hollywood.
Something lurks in the shadows. Ignore it, it's just Madonna.
My last shitter is literally a shitter.
What does that mean?
Like it's an actual shitter. So,
like a toilet.
I would like to know if anybody
Likes me.
watching this has this with their cats, their house cats. But our cats, Janice and Luther, they're house cats. They're not allowed outside, and we have 3 litter boxes for them. Because the general rule is you should have a litter box for each cat that you own plus 1 more, which makes sense. I don't know why they do this, but they will use 1 litter box at a time. Instead of kind of like using them all an equal amount of time, so they all kind of get dirty at the same rate and they all need changing together, they will leave 2 out of 3 pristine, perfectly clean all week, and they will just use the same one over and over and over again. And then as soon as I've cleaned that one, oh gross, it's clean.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch that anymore. Let's dirty up this one.
Let's go back to that one. Oh.
Weird behaviour. I'm just thinking like, I would like them to have a clean toilet. That's all I want. But they just want the dirty ones. They're sick bastards.
They're sick. And that
They're
dirty
sick.
one, it ends up being some kind of like Depression era, like latrine from the street where people would line up to use it.
I mean, it gets changed once a week, but the point is, like,
Wow, what an unusual cat. Yes, thank you. Exactly. You want it?
I don't understand why they choose the dirty
But
one.
there's 2 pristine ones and one that is just full of Nutella. Oh. And they scratch the lining and all the piss leaks under...
And we've got really extra thick litter liners as well. Like, they're very...
Like that
premium litter liners.
matters. Why don't we try using 2?
Oh my god.
But how do you get around that? Take
don't know,
away...
I don't understand it.
Might as well just take the other 2 away.
Also, Luther will go to the toilet, and if Janice isn't trying to climb into the litter box with him, she'll immediately go after him. She just copies everything he does. If he goes for a whiz,
She's
she
a
has to go in and go
baby.
for a whiz. If he goes for a poop, she has to go in for a poop. Poop. She's
only a little baby.
It's just so funny.
She's my little woman.
But yeah, please let us know if that's like normal or not.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming for a literal faves and shitters. You know, get in the comments and vote now. Lines are open. Who had the best faves? Who had the best? Novas, something to do with an emulator. God, how dry was that? Or my really forward-thinking choices. Very forward-thinking. Sitting down.
Okay.
Okay then. Thanks to Epic Games and Fortnite Festival for sponsoring this video.
Yes.
Excellent work. If you are new here, maybe you've seen us from the Eurovision videos and you're like, who are those beautiful, beautiful women? Feel free to subscribe, you know, hit the subscribe button, come and hang out with us on the regular. The Eurovision reaction videos will be coming to an end shortly because we are almost out of entries.
Hey, thank God.
And then after
Still
that...
quite a few left to do though.
Yeah, but, you know, not much longer. Then it's just back to our regular weekend content. We have exclusive garbage, don't we, Nova? Where's that?
Over on the Patreon.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, you can find the podcast, you can jump into our Discord. There's videos that we put on the Patreon that are not found on the channel.
And you could have been watching this video a little bit earlier as well.
The address for that will be arriving on screen just now. Willy Duffel.
Fishy.
What you gonna do with all that ass?
That was such a weird mashup.
Try explaining that to a Victorian child. Some of the patrons get birthday shout-outs, including Nova.
But not limited to.
And the idea that like 4 years ago you actually put the word arsehole in the title.
Yeah, we were told to never do that again.
For March the 9th, it's Jameis's birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy
Jameis.
birthday, Jameis.
Jake.
No,
birthdays. Oh, I might struggle to find clips for these. For the 11th, Mezzy Jezzy.
Happy birthday, Mezzy Jessie.
85, happy birthday. And also Ingvar. Ingvar?
Happy birthday, Ingvar.
Happy birthday, Ingvar. I know Ingvar's been with us for a long time, but I can't find a clip with Ingvar.
No.
Maybe I'll be lucky.
Ingvar?
For the 12th, we have 3 birthdays. It is Joe, Amelia, and Amy's birthdays. Happy birthday to the 3 of you.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Hey Joe.
Amelia.
Amelia.
And Amy.
Amy.
For the 13th, it's Hayden's birthday.
Happy birthday, Hayden.
Hayden.
And for the 14th, it's Liam, Priscilla, and Seth.
South Africa.
For the 19th, it's Willy Duffel. No, I'm just joking, no, but it's not even his birthday. Doesn't exist. That's probably it. We also have a Twitch, don't we, Novy?
Yeah.
Get into game night with us on Twitch.
This is a new song.
Brand new one, just released it.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's where we can end it today.
I really hate that that's gonna haunt me.
Yeah, it is. Willy Duffel. That'll be a blurb on Twitch. That'll be, you know, a tattoo on my forehead.
McDuff is like so similar.
It's not even remotely the same, Nova. You go out.
It's literally half the word is the same. It's 2 syllables, one of which is the same.
Go hang your head in shame. What would you do if I couldn't get this ring off?
And an oi, what would you do if? To our brand new patrons, Daz, Christopher Jack Bates, Jose and John O and Tom Martell.
Over the end card, people have all left. No one's watching this, so we can make out.
No.
Join the Patron, we'll do a shot of Patron.